Porky's Corner is proud to be sponsored by Spartan Site Solutions. They are specialists in civil engineering and demolition contracts for the construction industry. Interested parties should visit their website or contact Porky's Corner for a referral at porkycorner@mail.com.
Hello, all you hardcores out there, how are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here that nobody dare say. Now, here we go, he's here. Jigsy, how are you doing? I thought
Can you hear me, Porky?
Yeah, I thought you said you were having a shave.
I did round here, look. But I left the middle for you, so I look like Jim Royal.
What do they call you Jigsy for?
I don't know, I've always had the name Jigsy since I was a lad in Grantham, Lincolnshire, just down the road from you, down the A1. Always been known as Jigsy.
How long have you been a boxing fan?
Since about 83, Frank Bruno and all of them got me into boxing, and you know how it is, and then grew up with the boxing that way, and the past 5 or 6 years now, I'm just so disillusioned with it. Like, it's finished. Like, since COVID and Eddie and his own and all that, boxing's just in the UK, it's just finished, and you know it. It's in big trouble. As you said, like, they're all in Saudi Arabia, taking all the money they can before it goes pop.
Well, it appears that that's where all the money is at the moment, isn't it?
Like, if you look at how and you look at the world top 10, right, pay for pound for pound boxers, we've got Chris Eubank is inside that, and he's the only British boxer inside that top 10. Do you know what I mean? Probably just outside it. How bad is that? That's shocking.
It's not in my top 10.
Or not in the BoxRec, like, he's in BoxRec's top 10. I had a look at it today and I was going, what the fuck? Like, why, like, where's all the young talent coming through? Where's all the young prospects? How are they going to get?
No, say that's because BoxRec have got him #1 middleweight.
It's like there's nothing coming through. There's like Eddie's trying to sell us Johnny Fisher and Campbell Hatton. They're not the future of boxing. Do you know what I mean? That's why everyone's going for these misfit fights. Your mate, Jam Roly Poly, John Fury. No one wants to see that, but they're the ones what are paying. I don't know. Only for your channel, really, I have no interest in watching any boxing videos on YouTube. It's like so disheartening. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
well,
you keep us all going, Porky. You keep us all going and entertained, and that's all we can ask for. And thanks for letting me on tonight. I wanted to come on for a year or two, but I didn't have the balls till tonight.
What? So you had a shave?
Sort of shave. I left that for Jim. I know you like Jim Royal's beard, so I said I'd go for the Jim Royal look.
Paul Smith.
Paul Smith, your mate, Paul Smith, yeah. Another one who's pounced off boxing for a living. Do you know what I mean? They've raped the fans. Every time they've stuck their head at world level, they've been found out. Do you know what I mean? Another one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Smiths.
Have you heard from Big Joe Egan?
No, I ain't heard out from Joe. We'll not hear out from Joe now. Now he's not going to be fighting Big John Fury, big fighting man.
What about John? Does John ever contact you? Does John ever
Nah, why would he
say to you, leave me alone?
Why would John want to contact me?
Like to say, leave me alone, Porky. Stop picking on me. No?
What do you think?
You know his brother Peter. I thought maybe like he'd be saying to Peter, will you tell that Porky to stop picking on me? I don't like it. He's ruining my image.
Listen, mate, change the subject.
Go on.
Right,
so where does boxing go from here?
Well, you tell me.
I like take away the Saudi money, bring it back to the UK. We need it's the structure's not there anymore. Like, You got Campbell Atton's next fight. He's number 26. He's fighting some fella who's 28. What's the point of that? He should be fighting fellas in the top 15, then moving up to the top 15, the British level. But he's fighting fellas, taxi drivers, painters, decorators. And we're supposed to believe he's the next Ricky Hatton.
No,
No. And Johnny Fisher, then we're sold him off his dad eating the Chinese every night of the week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but so far, little Johnny Bosch, he's done everything he's been expected to do in ring, and he's won all his fights except one by knockout. So he can't do any more than what he's doing, can he? Really? I know it's all a bit cringe, his dad and that, but little Johnny is just doing what he's supposed to do, isn't he? Getting rid of people.
But how far away is he fighting for a British title? 2 or 3 fights away?
No. He's a good 10 fights off a British title fight. Good 10 fights.
Wow. And he's see, but like he's propping up bills for Eddie. Do you know what I mean? He's like Eddie's ticket seller.
Well,
they'll
make a few quid along the way, won't they? And he'll learn his craft a bit better. Isn't that good business sense all round?
Yeah, I suppose, like, but I just don't know. So, like, once we get Fury, Usyk out the way, which, like you, I don't think it's going to happen.
And if you want to question me, let's have a bit of a battle royale.
So we're going to get Joshua, if he comes through Ngannou, he's going to fight Fury. Then when that's finished, boxing in the UK, there's nothing left. There's no big fights out there. People say, oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Like we used to have 10 years ago. Do you know what I mean? We used to have, like, you had your Procs, you had your JIGEYS, you had big fights, and we always look forward to them every couple of weeks, something on Sky, pay-per-view. There's nothing. There's nothing. Like, I'm not looking at the calendar and saying for the summer, geez, that's a big fight there now at Wembley. All that's gone.
What about Yard Boatsi, Wood Warrington rematch? Ben Whittaker, Callum Smith.
But they've all proven, apart from Boatsi now, they've all proven when they step up to that world level, they're not there. They're not that level. They're like club fighters. They're like UK club fighters. Do you know what I mean? Like once they step up to that world level, apart from Boatsi, the rest of them have been found out at world level. So Boatsi has to come through all of them. Then he has to go after the top fellas then. And does he beat them? I don't think so. Like, who's your opinion is the best British fighter active at the minute now? Who could go on and do great things at world level?
Or who's already at world level or could go on to world level?
Who could go on to world level? Not at world level now, because I don't think there's. You take away the few heavyweights we have.
Boatsi.
I don't think there's any.
Joshua
Boatsi.
Dennis McCann. Let me think. Just them two at the moment. Felix Cash. I think Felix Cash could go on to world level. Nick Ball.
Yeah, there's a young fellow over here in Ireland. He's from Cork, actually. Tommy Hyde is his name. He was a light heavyweight. He's fighting at super middle now. I think he could go one step further than Spike O'Sullivan and actually win a world title. Like, he's staying over in Boston now in America. His dad, I don't know if you know his dad, Gary Hyde. He's a promoter. But I think he's very good. I think he's one for the future. I think he's 7-0, 6 KOs, 1 points. He's one for the future. But he's a long way off. He's a long way off. But they're protecting him out in Boston. So, but like, even you heavyweights, what's happened to what's his name? Daniel, what's happened to White? Like, he's very quiet. Carl Crock was talking about him today. There's nothing for him. Has he been banned? Has he retired? What's happened to him?
He's disappeared, and there's not a peek at him. Is the Dylan White, the disappearing man?
Yeah, Carl Crock called him out today. He said he's disappeared. Like, there's radio silence. Like, he had his fight against Tyson, didn't promote it, got sparked out, got found tested positive for something. Probably had his eggs again, and he's disappeared. Like, he didn't even try it against Fury. What was all that about? And Fury's got everyone. He's got all the fans' pants pulled down. Like, he's taking the piss. As you called it in December, he won't turn up for that fight. He'd be kicking and screaming into the ring. And and like, I was absolutely gutted when he pulled out the fight. I was looking forward to it. Everyone was looking forward to it. I thought Usyk would win, but we're probably not going to see that now. He's probably going to injure his hand again or eye. That's not going to happen. That fight's not going to happen. So then what happens then? Do the Saudis pull the plug then? Do they say, no, we can't be doing this. You're messing us around too much. Do you know?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. What do you think to Zhang Parker?
Gavin Barker.
Zhang versus Parker.
Oh, Zhang Parker. Zhang's too big, too powerful for him. I love to see Parker do it, but when Zhang hits him, he's gone. He's just too big. Now, the only thing against him is his age. Can he go the 12 rounds like Joe can? Did Joe find Wilder on the slide? He looked very good against Wilder, but Zhang, if he hits him, like, no one's going to go to near Zhang. I'm surprised. Poor Joe Joyce got in there with him twice. He should have kept away from the second time, but he took it straight away. Same thing happened. Do you know?
Joe never went 12 though, did he?
No. Like Daniel Dubois, as you said, like he's like Frank Bruno. When we all bought into Frank Bruno, if he gets hit, he turns into a robot and looks for a way out. That's my only concern with Daniel Dubois. You know he's not going to dig deep. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to go to them trenches, and that's what you need in your world elite level fighters. He's not going to go to the trenches. Like he had Usyk, and he didn't jump on him. Then he quit. Well, I think he quit in that fight. Do you know what I mean? Frank says different, but I don't know. It's just disillusioned in boxing. As I keep saying, Porky, your channel keeps it all going, but it is so disheartening.
What do you think to Tony Bellew putting it on his Twitter or X as they call it now, a picture of Triple T, Tea Towel Turkey, and it's saying that voted number one most influential man in boxing. Why would Bellew all of a sudden be latching himself onto that and putting cringy posts out pinned up on his Twitter or X?
Because he's trying to get another payday for himself. He's trying to get another celebrity fight. He wants another payday. So where does he go? Like, how old is he? 40? 39, 40?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to get another payday. They won't step aside. They say, right, like, your time is up. Let the young lads come through. Let them start earning some money. So, I mean, they go through the amateurs. They turn professional. Where do they go? The Sky shows are shocking. ITV, Channel 5, there's no money in them anymore. ITV have gone completely. Do you remember their pay-per-view trial a couple of years ago? That failed dismally. Channel 5, I think, pulled the plug. So you've got Sky, you've got TNT, which Frank Warren, and then you've got the Zone. There seem to be closed shops for the young fellas, like your mate, Dennis. His fighters, the only chance his fighters are going to get on these big bills if they jump ship and sign with Eddie or Frank.
Yeah, well, there is that, isn't there?
Like I don't know. Like I would love to see some sort of league system. Do you know where like top 10 fighters have to fight each other, 20 to 10 have to fight each other, and to go through the rankings, you have to go through the levels like a league. Like you get the Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, blah blah blah, and you work your way through. You can't, and when you're in the top 10, you can't be fighting fellas in 20, ranked number 20. You have to fight your level and progress that way. So eventually, then we will have an elite system. But like, it's just I don't know. It's a mess. It's a mess.
What fights would you like to see this year? Then what fights can get you excited about boxing again?
The only one there was Usyk Fury. I was looking forward to that. I'd seen Usyk put it on Fury, put that to bed, and then Usyk clearing up the division. But like once he's beat Fury, that's it. Like I don't know.
Do you want me to give some fights here?
Come on, give us some fights.
Yard Boazzi, Wood Warrington, Azim, Dalton Smith, Ben Whittaker, Dan Aziz, Lyndon Arthur, Craig Richards, Eubank Jr., Canelo, That's a 6.
I don't think you. Nah, I don't want to see Eubank anymore. Nah.
No, well, he just beat Beefy Smith by a knockout.
Yeah, but like, what level was Beefy Smith at? He was on the slide. That even on their first fight, that shouldn't have happened. Do you know what I mean? And we're probably going to get Kell Brook versus Chris Eubank Jr. We're going to get that in the summer. I have a feeling that's going to be made. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous fight.
If I think you're wrong, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. You know, and if I'm wrong, I want people to tell me I'm wrong. Not kiss me backside and say, you know, okay, that wall's made of chocolate biscuits when I know it's not.
Like, what's happening with Conor? What have you heard about Conor Ben? What's happening with Conor?
Conor Ben's waiting for his date to go in front of board and whatnot to sort this appeal thing out of the Board of Appeal, haven't they?
And do you think Eddie's ready to cash out on him now? He's had enough and said, right, that's enough now. We'll.
Well, I think they're looking to take a fight. Whereas if they lose the fight, they could say, "Well, we want the favourite, and the Eubank fight will always still be there." They're looking for one of them sort of fights, in my opinion. You know what? Whereas if they can get a lot of money, it don't matter if they lose. You know, like a Manny Pacquiao type.
Yeah. See, and that I was Manny Pacquiao, 45, 46.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Do you remember, I say about 10, 12 years ago, with when we had Satanta, and there was a young lad, Danny McIntosh. He was a light heavyweight. I think he had seven or 8 straight wins, and Frank was bigging him up. He was going to be the next big thing. He came from kickboxing, and he went in with Nathan Cleverly, and Nathan Cleverly absolutely mangled him. And like, we were sold Danny McIntosh was going to be the next big thing. And then Nathan Cleverly was going to be the next big thing. And like, as soon as they step up to world level, and he's still going on, as soon as they step up to world level, they get found out. And I just think British boxing, past 15 years, is in a shocking state. Shocking state. Apart from the 1 or 2 super fights we've had, it's in a bad way. Like you remember the 90s, like me, when we had Chris Eubank, Ben, and all these, and we was told that these were the best super military in the world, and Michael Nunn and all these, and were avoiding them. They didn't avoid them. They just didn't want to fight Eubank because Eubank didn't want to fight him because they knew Michael Nunn, Roy Jones Jr. would have beat them. So these were protected in the UK, fighting in their own small circle.
Did you like that era?
I did. I did, but looking back at it now, we was sold a pup. These wasn't the great super fights we was led on to believe. Do you know? We was told Ben Eubank were the best in the world at super middleweight. They wasn't. Your Nuns, your Roy Jones Juniors were, and the lads never went there then. Do you know what I mean? And then Joe Calzaghe, we was told that he was the best, and then Ricky Hatton was the best. And then Joe Calzaghe fought people on the slide towards the end of his career. Wunganir, Carl Froch. At least with Carl, he's probably the last one, and I'm going to say, because I'm a Nottingham lad from Grantham, Sport Forest. But Carl is probably the last greatest world champion we've had for the next 10 years. I can't see anybody eclipsing what Carl Froch has done. Take away the heavyweights, but outside the heavyweights, we won't see a champion like Carl Froch for a long time. What do you think? I know you probably agree.
Yeah, I'm going to do Arnold, but you've only got to look at his body of work and look at everybody else's body of work. There's nobody near him, is there?
Nobody near him. Nah. He went in with everybody. He didn't avoid anybody. He went in with everybody. He would have took the rematch with Andre Ward, but Andre Ward didn't want it. From led to believe, you know. So I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Same as Premier League football. I'm a Forest fan, and I was looking forward to coming to the Premier League, and we're going to get a points deduction because we spent 10 million quid a week too late extra. So we're going to get a 6 points deduction, probably in the next 2 months. We could probably go back down to the Championship again. Whereas Man City, 110 charges against them, nothing. It's corrupt. Sport is fucking corrupt. Excuse my French, Porky.
Yeah.
But
don't let it get you too down, Jigsy.
That's why I love watching your channel, because you cheer us up. Do you know what I mean? You cheer us up. You tell it how it is. You make us laugh, but like, it's an absolute shit show.
What's it
Boxing
like?
is anyway.
What's it like living in Ireland?
Cold, wet. I've been here about 22 years, so I came here about 99, and I've been here since. So, yeah, a bit cold, a bit wet, but it's a better quality of life compared to Grantham. Yeah, I love it. Married an Irish girl. Yeah,
What
so
area are you in? What part of Ireland?
North Cork, up in North Cork, place near Mallow. It's in bit rural in the middle of nowhere. I work in the city, Cork City, so I travel in and out every day. But where we live, our nearest neighbour's about a quarter of a mile away. So we love it. It's great.
Is it like that
Yeah.
over there then, yeah?
What?
Is it like that over there? You know, big gaps between like houses and stuff.
Oh no, in the countryside there would be, like in Roverley, there'll be big gaps. But if you go into the Cork City probably be, wouldn't be the same size as Nottingham. Do you know?
Yeah.
There'll be probably 200,000 living in Cork. It's a fairly big city, now not as big as Dublin, but there's actually a good boxing scene over here, good amateur boxing. Do you know Gary? Do you know the promoter Gary Hyde? He used to promote free Cuban
Yeah, go on, yeah.
boxers. I can't think of the names now. I'm in Cuba. They were very good. Regano was one of them, and he had two others, an heavyweight who won prize fighter a couple of years ago. Do you remember? I can't think of his name now. No, it slipped. Yeah, the heavyweight. I think he's still active. He fought Provokin in Russia. He lost. Got knocked out a couple of years ago. So he hasn't done much since. He went down to cruiserweight. But
Where it's Solace.
Solis was one of them. There's Rig. I can't say his bloody name.
Rigondo.
Rigondo, him, and there was an heavyweight then. Bloody hell. He's
Horses.
big. What do you say?
Horses.
I can't. No, not him. No, he's too old. He's about 90. That fella. No, I can't think of his name there now. Have you got your phone with you? Can you Google it?
2 seconds.
Cork Cuban heavyweight.
Yeah, have you ever seen the film Braveheart? Braveheart,
Yes,
Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Do you remember the old man in the loft?
Yes.
Who was a leper?
Yeah.
I'm him.
Cork.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
from Cuba. But
Mike Perez.
Mike Perez, that's it. Mike Perez.
Tyson Fury in Carl. He stayed in Carl Froch's training camp 2008 when he were fighting Dennis Inkin for World WBC title eliminator. Inkin pulled out, and Albert Rabaki stepped in at late replacement. But he were in the camp then, and Tyson Fury were in camp as well.
He had something special, but I'd say his drinking and his nightlife let him down there. Do you know? There was a few stories about him. He liked his nights out in Cork.
Him and Tyson had a good spar. Him and Tyson Fury had a right set too. And Tyson had not even turned pro. Then not had his first pro fight. Yeah, true story.
And who got the better of who?
I reckon Tyson had better of him, and it was 6 months before Tyson turned pro.
Bloody hell, yeah, because your man Perez was like he's a small anyway. He's only 6'1", but he was fast and he could bang.
They were saying he were going to make
I remember
next big thing. Then they were saying he were going to make next big thing. So
he was, and I remember Gary Hyde, there was a big write of Gary Hyde, the promoter. He brought him over from Cuba. He got the three of them over from Cuba, brought them to Ireland. Like I think he must have spent a fortune on the three of them. I say he lost a load of money as well, but not much came of them either. So yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna. I don't know where. Like, when's the next pay-per-view coming up on Sky? I don't think there's any plan for this year yet, is there?
well, I mean, you've got to look at it like this, right? Some of them fights that I've just said to you there that are decent fights. Like
But then,
go
on.
right, Yard Buatsi, yeah. Right, with a stat card, right, on Sky, they could turn that into a pay-per-view. Then you've got Wood Warrington rematch. That's probably a pay-per-view in its own right.
Hopefully that's at the City Ground. Yeah.
Then you've got Azim Dalton Smith. That's a great chief support for either one of them to have just spoke to.
Yeah.
Whitaker Aziz. That's an headliner, but that's not a pay-per-view. But that's a good chief support for either one of them, like I just mentioned. Lyndon Arthur, Craig Richards, that's a good chief support as well, but not a pay-per-view. Eubank Canelo, that's a pay-per-view.
And do you think that's going to happen? Is the talk that's happening?
No, I haven't heard any talk about Eubank Canelo. They've thrown everybody's name in mix for Canelo except Eubank, which is a bit strange.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Like, goodness me, what's happening with Callum Smith? Is he going to retire now? Or is he still going to fight on? After...
He's still fighting on.
Yeah, like they've had a good money. They've had a good payday. It's like Bullseye with the Smith family. They've been on Bullseye. They didn't quite get the jackpot, but they've had a good day, Jim, and they're still taking the money. Do you know?
You can't beat a bit of bully.
No, and that's what the Smiths have done. Like for not much talent, for very small club fighter talent, they made a lot of money. They made a good living out of boxing.
I think that's a bit harsh, that, Jigsy.
Like they've all stepped up. Like I was looking forward to Callum Smith against Canelo, and he just froze. I know he said he had a broken hand, this, that, and the other, but all of them against Canelo. There's not one British fighter who's gone in with Canelo. I said, do you know what? I'm gonna have a go here. He just froze.
Yeah, you were disappointed with Canelo performance and beat them, were you?
Oh, Jesus, I was shocked at that. Shocked. But you see, that's what happens when someone puts it on him. You know.
But that were plain old butchery, wasn't it? That beat fight, wasn't it, against Callum Smith? Slaughterhouse job, wasn't it?
Slaughterhouse, but like, and he actually put it on him, and like no one else has done that before. Do you know? Like there was it was. I say not many people called it, but that was some fight. That was like, and I say Canelo, he grew old that night. Now he won't be the same again. You won't see the same. Like he's, what is he, 32, 33? But he's a very old 32, 33. He's nearly probably, physically, he's probably about 40. He's been fighting since he was 15.
Yeah.
So that fight took an awful lot out of him, Porky. Do you know what I mean? So he's in it now for the paydays. He's going through the motions for his money. Will he be calling out John Fury next?
I'd have me tea, me bacon and eggs, or I'll have a fight tonight. Do you want to fight? Yeah, I'll go.
Oh.
Canelo.
I don't know. John Fury gets where water gets, doesn't he? He could turn up on. He could turn up on any billboard, couldn't he? Having a fight with anybody because he's a fighting man.
He doesn't fight. There's a fight. There's a boxing fellow. He's not a boxer. He's called the Shadow Boxer on YouTube. Have you come across him? He's calling everybody out by John Fury, so he could be next.
No, I've not heard of him. The what? The what?
The Shadow Boxer. I think that he was calling out Dickie Eggy. He was calling out. He's calling out all of them.
Oh,
But he had one fight the other week. Have a look at it on YouTube. Very funny. One punch. It was a proper fixed fight.
Try not to watch any of that actually, because it's a bit car crashy for me.
It's a bit crap. It's car crash TV, like, and he's going around telling everybody Amazon TV are making a documentary on him. Why would they make a documentary on some fella living in the bogs of Ireland who's had one fight against Andy Gore? Do you know?
Well,
Amazon that desperate.
Everybody's got a story to tell, Jigsy, I suppose, haven't they?
Well, I suppose we've all got stories. Do you know? Have you ever been down to? But you must know Grantham because you go to Newark a lot. You must know Grantham.
Yeah, I know where Grantham is. Yes, isn't it? A1, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's boxing, Porky. It's in an awful way. It's in a shocking condition.
What is
boxing?
Yeah, well, let's hope that they can get these fights. So my argument at the moment is this: they're telling us the heavyweight division's booming, this and that, but we just had 2 cancellations at Undisputed, and all these other fights that they're supposedly putting on, we should be getting them anyway. There's no belts online for them. These belts have been up long enough. We need to get moving. Let's get this Undisputed out of the way, then get these belts scattered. At least we've got one guy we can have as a yardstick then. Don't matter if Tyson just had to bring magazine belt, does it really?
We need a focal point so everyone can say, yeah, he's the heavyweight champion in the world.
We can load it above us all, sit in a big seat that says King in it, sit in it. with
Get BBC Sports Personality of the Year, win that. Do you know what I mean?
Throne he sits on with that king hat, like some whopper. Sitting that like some sausage. If you beat Usyk, do that. Get rid of rope belts and just start Ring Magazine. Do that. Put us out of his misery. Stop talking about it. You know,
But you see, right? If the Saudi money, if the Saudis said, "No, we're not funding this shit show anymore now," right? And so DAZN and Sky and TNT have to bring the fights back to the UK. Tyson wouldn't fight for the money he would get from Wembley. It's not as big as he's going to get from Saudi. So he's going to say, "I'm not fighting anymore." Do you know what I mean? So
he'll not fight again. He'll do wrestling or just do something. Whatever. He doesn't need to work again, does he? But he'll just command big fees for anything and just do what he wants.
Yeah, but like the money he got for the Wilder second fight, remember he gave it all the way to the homeless in Las Vegas. Gave it all, was it Las Vegas or Los Angeles? He gave 7 million quid away, his purse.
Los
No
Angeles.
one.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
Remember that? Remember he said that?
Yeah.
Did anybody actually see the check being handed over? Do you know, like when celebrities hand over checks? Was there a big check handed over? I don't think so.
Well, it says
Maybe he gave it to John.
There's Oxo, doesn't it, on London buses, but they don't sell it, do they?
I don't know, Porky. Thank God we have you, fella, to keep us going. You know.
Well, I do my best, Jigsy. I do my best.
And what's Dennis up to? How's Dennis's channel, Fight Zone? Is that still?
Yeah, it's still going. Dennis is still going strong.
And have you got any big things lined up? Any big young fighters we can?
I'm sure Dennis will put it on his Fight Zone website. What they've got lined up.
Because you haven't interviewed him for about 6 months, so you need to get back on the channel because when the two of you together, it's great crack.
Yeah, do you like that? Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis is a great guest. You know.
Yeah, he's full of beans in a big Ron.
Hopefully Dennis can come to the rescue and save boxing. Because and they said he brings back Prize Fighter. That's his. If you know he's bringing back Prize Fighter at your call, and Audley Harrison's going for his third Prize Fighter, you know then we're in an awful way. Then boxing's finished when we bring Prize Fighter back.
Did you think Audley had a good career?
I bought that pup after the Olympics. And I was bigging him up. I remember his 10 fights on BBC. I was jumping around with my Audley Harrison t-shirt, telling everybody within earshot, this is the next Lennox Lewis. Lennox was coming to the end. Audley's going to be the next big thing. And was it his 9th fight against that American fella? And he got beat. Yeah. And then he switched to ITV, the Danny Williams trilogy. And then he was losing to Michael Sprott, and then he threw that last punch from nowhere in the last round and knocked him out. I think by then we all realised, the Harrison, we were sold a pup. You know, he had everything. But did you remember his fight against David Price? This is when Paddy Power first brought out cash out. So me and my mates, we all had a couple of quid on Audley Harrison, and you could see the ring walk, and Audley was walking out, and you could see he was absolutely shitting himself. We all cashed out straight away, so we knew he's frozen even before he got into the ring. And he did the same against Deontay Wilder when no one knew Deontay Wilder was. He froze at the ring walk, and that was just his problem.
What, having no arsehole?
Having no arsehole and just shitting himself when he was going to get hit. He just every time there was a punch thrown at him, you could see the look of horror in his face. Oh, someone's going to hit me. What do you think is going to happen? It's not chess, it's boxing. You're going to get punched in the face once in a while. I don't think he quite realised that when he went professional. Because he had everything. He was tall. He had a big punch, left and right. He could hit. But he just, I don't know. He used to shit himself. He used to freeze. Yeah. So that was the start of it then, wasn't it? That was the start of the downfall. Didn't Sky pull out of pay-per-view after the Harrison fight? Yeah. I remember you saying once on one of the videos.
BBC pulled out of boxing after Audley Harrison, one of his 10th or 11th fight, something like that.
Yeah.
Having him on. BBC pulled that out. Yeah.
I think it was 2012, 13. Do you remember when Old Garrison fought Davey Day on Sky pay-per-view?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And that I think Sky finished them with pay-per-view events after that for a couple of years. I think that killed pay-per-view as well. That was a farcical fight.
Very.
Yeah. We've had some pops along the way.
Sure has. Right, listen, thanks for coming on, Jigsy. You've been a real
Cheers,
fan.
Porky. I hope I wasn't too bad, was I?
No, you're all right, mate. You're all right. You take care. All right.
Cheers, bud. Thanks for having me on.
Bye.
Pop, pop, bang!